Ladies and gentlemen, Simon Phoenix checking back in, guys. Hey, just a quick review of a rifle that I've had for about 5 or 6 years now, man. This rifle has been nothing but dependable. This rifle has been one of those rifles that you just don't sell, one of those rifles you just don't get rid of. Um, and it's holding up. Just a 6 year review of one of my favorite rifles, man. This is the M&P 15 Tactical Edition, and it is holding up very well. I decided to make this rifle my truck rifle, my truck gun, and I got it outfitted with just some UTG stock furniture, ATI grip, um, a Fiocchi weapons light with the pressure pad on the other side, UTG backup sights, UTG red dot here. This rifle, when I bought it, this was actually my second rifle. My first rifle was an M&P 15-22, and I immediately wanted something with a little more kick before I bought this, right? Well, before I bought anything else, before I started. So I looked into this, and I looked into this off of, I liked M&P. I fell in love with Smith & Wesson, and I saw this, and I fell in love with the aesthetics of it. It looked good. I love this quad rail, this squared off quad rail. A lot of people probably realize this is just a UTG quad rail that was put on by Smith & Wesson, and they stamped it with military and police. But UTG still sells this quad rail. Quad rails are not fashionable these days, but they still sell this quad rail, man. If you wanted to still do a quad rail. Put a little forward grip on it. Now the features of this rifle was a 1 in 8 twist 5R rifling melanite barrel. Now when that started coming out, started getting more popular, everybody started to kind of raise their eyebrows, like, okay, raise their ears and say, hey, what is this new barrel you guys are talking about? Blue melanited barrel with 5R rifling. Let's see what that's about. It became hugely popular in the gun industry. And a lot of gun makers started outfitting their rifles with 5R rifling, and barrel manufacturers started outfitting their barrels with melanite and 5R rifling. If it wasn't 5R rifling, then it was definitely melanite. Melanite has caught on, and I love melanite barrels. Shooting this thing right off the bat, this thing was accurate right out of the box. Again, this was a 2015 purchase. Now, I was still a noob at that time when I purchased this rifle, and after some years, probably about a year to 2 years later, I realized that although this is a great rifle, I overpaid for this rifle big time. I really overpaid. This rifle cost me about $1,000 out of the store. Cost me about $1,000 when I first purchased it, and the only thing you get differently from the M&P Sport, not the Sport 2. The Sport was, you got a forward assist, you got a dust cover, and you got this quad rail. Now, Sports, I think at that time, maybe 2013, 14, 15, were going for, I want to say $699. So I had to pay a premium, and I didn't really know. I didn't even really know about the Sport till after this model. I started realizing, like, dang, the Sport model was the exact same model. You got everything you wanted in the barrel, which was the 5R rifling, all that goodness. But this one came already equipped, with the quad rail. And most guys were complaining that, oh, this rifle doesn't have a forward assist and a dust cover. Fast forward 6 years later, now guys are realizing that, okay, yeah, we don't need a forward assist and we don't need a dust cover. You know what I mean? Although it's on this rifle, it's great. Don't need it. Now, I replaced this trigger with a QMS, an ALG QMS trigger in this rifle. The trigger from Smith & Wesson that was in here was already a good trigger. I didn't know that was a good trigger because I didn't know triggers at the time. So realizing that a lot of reviews online saying the Smith & Wesson M&P trigger that came with the rifle was a good trigger already as is. Me trying to keep up with the industry and keep up with other guys and not knowing that this trigger that was already in here was good. So I went with the QMS trigger in here to try to upgrade my mil spec trigger. So this is still rifle. It still works. It may not be, you know, the M-Lock or the key mod rails that you see these days, but it's still a rifle that is to be reckoned with, man. I love this rifle. This is still one of my favorite rifles. Of course, I don't shoot it very often because it's really a truck gun. It's really a backup rifle, but it's so tactical. It's so tactical out, man. Just to see this thing, just, you know, when I opened it and was just like, man, this rifle still looks good. Although it doesn't have the upgraded stuff. So this is just a 6 year later review of my M&P 15 Tactical Edition, man. With a few upgrades on there. All right, guys, signing out.